Hello everyone, welcome back to Premier League Unfiltered. I hope you're all doing well. The round of 16 is officially wrapped up, the final 8 are locked in, and let me tell you, this has been one of the most mentally exhausting and completely chaotic weeks of football we've ever witnessed. We're looking at the end of an era for an absolute icon, the craziest 13-minute comeback in the tournament history, and some massive tactical meltdowns. Plus, even though the transfer window has cooled down a bit, we've got some staggering done deals and massive midfield dilemmas in the Premier League that we need to unpack. But before we get into today's episode, a quick shout out to Fantasy Football Hub, who we've partnered with for today's episode. With the World Cup quarterfinals now underway, they've got plenty of World Cup fantasy content, including team reveals, captaincy picks, transfer ideas, and knockout strategies. And if, like me, you're already starting to think ahead to the new Premier League season, they've got some really useful fantasy Premier League tools for comparing players, planning your squads, and keeping an eye on the opening fixtures. And if you'd like to check them out, you'll find my link in the description below or in the bio. Alright, let's kick things off with the absolute blockbuster quarterfinals. France versus Morocco. These are comfortably the two of the best, most convincing teams in the entire tournament right now. And at the heart of France's attack is Kylian Mbappe. And how good has he been in this tournament? Seriously, along with Lionel Messi, he is hands down the player of the tournament. But if there is one team built to stall that French side, it's Morocco. It is officially time to drop the underdog narrative. Morocco has been playing at an elite, consistent level for the last 5 to 6 years. They're structurally the most disciplined, compact side in this tournament. The defense is world class, and right now they're undeniably the best African team on the planet. And this is going to be a brutal match. Morocco will back themselves to sit deep and absorb France's pressure, but with the sheer individual brilliance of Mbappe, Olise, and Dembele, I think France will find the answers. It's going to be tough, but I see the French side just edging it 2-1. And from a team that clicked beautifully to a team that completely and utterly collapsed, Portugal are out of the tournament. I'm just totally baffled by the way this Portugal side has been playing this entire World Cup. And if I'm being 100% transparent, no player deserved to even wear that shirt after that knockout performance. Maybe Nuno Mendes and Diego Costa can hold their heads high because they actually showed individual grit, but other than that, the entire team performance was pathetic. And it all starts from the top. Roberto Martinez got it completely wrong from day one. He failed to win anything with the golden generation of Belgium, wasting world class talents, and now he's gone and done the exact same thing with Portugal. He completely suffocated a squad bursting with dynamic ability, and honestly, it's a massive positive for Portugal that he's leaving the job. You see, where on earth did he even get the idea that this Portugal team needs to be slow, sideways, and possession based? Look at the profiles of these players: Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Vitinha, and those raw, explosive wingers. These are players who thrive in transitions. They want to play fast, counter-attacking football, but forcing them into this rigid passive system completely neutralized their biggest strength. And because of this systematic failure, we have to face the reality. This is almost certainly the last time we will ever see Cristiano Ronaldo in the Portuguese colours. Now look, the next World Cup in 2030 is actually co-hosted by Portugal, and with the finals at the Santiago Bernabeu, you might wonder if Cristiano will try to push himself to play in a World Cup on home soil. He'll be 45, turning 46 by then, but I think it's just too much for any human body to cope up with. But I do have a feeling about the Euros in 2 years. And you see, if you think about it, Roberto Martinez is officially out, and the rumors are pointing towards Jorge Jesus taking over the national team. Jorge Jesus just stepped into Al Nassr when they were struggling, completely transformed them, and just guided them to their Saudi Pro League title. He knows exactly how to get the absolute best out of Cristiano. We can dream, and maybe, just maybe, we get one final international dance at the Euros. But even if this is the end, we need to put some respect on what this man has did. And before Ronaldo, Portugal was a nation that historically struggled to even qualify for major tournaments. He single-handedly changed the entire DNA and mentality of Portuguese football. He brought them their first ever major silverware at the Euros 2026 and the Two Nations League. He is one of the undisputed greatest of all time, and it's the right thing for him to step down from the World Cup stage now. The longer this dragged on in a dysfunctional team, the more the media would mock him. He deserves to go out on his own terms as a legend. And now, if you want to talk about a team that possesses the ultimate tournament mentality, look at Argentina. The round of 16 game against Egypt was one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. To go 2-0 down in a knockout game only to pull off a staggering comeback with 3 goals in just 15 minutes is just ridiculous. That is the exact elite mentality that I've always admired about Argentina. They just simply refuse to die. And Lionel Messi, what else is there left to say? The man is aging like fine wine, and along with Mbappe, he is the undisputed player of this tournament. Alright, so let's look at the remaining quarterfinal matchup and my predictions for Argentina versus Switzerland. This is going to be a heated, high intensity battle. The Swiss are aggressive, but Argentina's champion DNA, that never say die mentality, will see them through. I'll go for Argentina win 2-0. Then we have England versus Norway. England went into the absolute cauldron of the Estadio Azteca against Mexico and completely silenced the stadium. While Harry Kane gets the praise, Jude Bellingham has been rejuvenated and they face Norway, who just shocked the world by knocking out Brazil. I expect a total shootout here, but England's depth will edge it. I'll go for an England win 4-2. Then Spain versus Belgium. Spain managed to get past Portugal, but their performance was slightly concerning. Belgium are riding on a massive wave of momentum, and if they can exploit Spain's defensive line on the counter, they can cause a massive upset. And I'll go for a Belgium win 2-1. Alright, let's pivot to some domestic news. And even though the World Cup is dominating the headlines, the Premier League transfer market has given us some wild updates. First off, at Tottenham Hotspur, they've just pulled off two staggering deals, signing both Sandro Tonali and Matthias Fernandes. And in this market, getting deals of that magnitude done cleanly shows Spurs are on a serious roll. Meanwhile, let's talk about Manchester United. United have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign their 22-year-old midfielder Andre Santos for a fee of 48 million plus 2 millions in add-ons. Personal terms have been agreed and Santos is set to travel for a medical to complete his move. I'm a bit skeptical about this move, but I really hope he does well for United next season. But you see, even with this breaking news, honestly, it is getting deeply concerning. It feels like every single one of our main targets is just casually walking into different clubs. Elliot Anderson went to Manchester City, and now Tonali and Matthias Fernandes have signed for Spurs, and potentially Bruno Guimaraes is heading to Arsenal, and we have signed Santos, who is a prospect to be honest, and probably our fourth or fifth choice target. Chouameni is our dream signing, but we don't even know if Real Madrid have any intention of selling him. Then we're linked to Alex Scott, but Bournemouth are determined to hold on to him, and he might not even leave the club this summer. And you see, even our deal for Edison is still pending a UK medical. So once the World Cup concludes, we will have barely 4 weeks before the Premier League kicks off. And if we don't get some immediate clarity and start wrapping up deals, we are going to be caught completely cold. Anyways, that's a wrap for this episode. Let me know your thoughts. Can France break down the Moroccan wall? And let me know your thoughts on United signing Andre Santos. Drop your quarterfinal score predictions and the transfer thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.